from a very muddy Monk's Walk here between Staines and Chertsey in Surrey. We are heading down to the Project Exeter site to do a quick update from the ground and the air. The other guys are here, but obviously don't want to be on camera. That's fine. And yeah, let's head down and have a look what we can see. So I'm heading down here along Monk's Walk to alongside HYPERIA first, have a look from the ground, and then I'll head back to a decent takeoff location. Of course, keeping the drone line of sight at all times. It is a 249 gram drone, so it's completely safe and legal to fly in the airspace above Thorpe Park. There is no flight restrictions, as some people incorrectly think. So yeah, all above board there. I have let the park know that I'm going to be flying, so they can let the site workers know, and of course not going to be flying directly overhead of any workers either. So that's all good and above board. So yeah, let's head down, have a little look, and then get up in the air. It is very muddy on Monk's Walk today. It did rain quite a lot last night. So yeah, I'd advise if you're coming down here, don't be like me and just bring your normal shoes. Bring some decent boots, because I regret not bringing mine. So it's been probably a good 6 weeks to 2 months since we were here last. Maybe even more than that, in fact. And so much has happened. Obviously, when we were here last, I think the Outer Bank turn, which doesn't have a name yet, was in, and also this brake run as well was into the station, and potentially a few other little bits as well. But wow, they've got on with a lot since we were here last. So I'm looking forward to getting the drone up and seeing what we can see. Let's head down this way, down Monk's Walk, and see if we can get a bit of a better look. Of course, here is the brake run coming in. We got quite a nice shot of that last time we were here from just above the brake run, which looked pretty nice. I'm wondering whether we're going to see any enthusiasts down here today. No one yet. And it's not that early, it is like 11 o'clock in the morning, so I mean, I'm sure we'll see people at some point. Obviously with my little camera, I'm not getting the best shots here. Lots of people have really nice big long zoom lenses. All my gear's left at home at the moment, so I'm just using my little DJI Pocket 3, which yeah, doesn't have a zoom lens unfortunately, but you get some quite nice footage from it. So just imagine what it's going to be like in a couple of months when we can actually get into the site right below some of these supports and look up at that structure. Crazy. One thing I do want to do today, because the lift hill's not quite up yet, is get the drone up to 236 feet, kind of directly above where that first drop is going to be, and have a look at what we can see around the site, and just kind of get an experience of how high that 236 feet is going to be from the top of the lift hill, because I think it's going to be insane. Oh look, someone screwed in a piece of wood here. I think maybe the log was getting a bit slippery to stand on. Yeah, so there you have it. There is the maintenance shed and the main station building, and of course this track coming out. So yeah, work continues well on HYPERIA. Not many workers on site today, which is ideal because we can make sure we can fly and keep distances and everything. So yeah, let's head out and have a look from a different angle. So last time we were here, the maintenance building here had scaffolding all around it. That's now gone, and I believe it's all been closed in apart from one section at the back. And the thought is, whether this is right or not, that at the back here they're leaving a bit of a space, because what they're going to do is when they bring the trains in, they're going to crane the trains, maybe with whatever is underneath this tent. They're going to crane it up here and bring the trains in through the end of this maintenance shed just in there, and that's how they're going to bring the trains onto the track in the next couple of weeks, hopefully. and then I assume they'll box all this section in afterwards. So yeah, we can't really see what is underneath that tent, but it looks to be some kind of framing. So yeah, I reckon that is how they're going to bring those trains in. Are they here on site, or are they yet to be delivered? That's one of the exciting questions. But I reckon it won't be too much longer before we see some HYPERIA trains, and I imagine Thorpe Park will probably release pictures of them before they get lifted onto a track. So obviously as soon as they're on the track, everyone's going to be photographing them. For all we know, the trains could already be on site and could be in these storage containers. I imagine wherever they are, they're going to be well and truly kept under wraps. The one thing that we've always wondered about when we've come down here is in behind here, what is this toboggan type thing for? There's clearly a concrete frame left kind of in the ground, and yes, some kind of metal bobsleigh which looks kind of homemade. Like, what is this? Does anybody know? What's it left here from? Was it from in the days of original Thorpe Park? Is it something that someone else has put in? Is the metal bobsleigh that's here something that someone has bought here? I'm really interested to know what all of this is, if anybody knows. Of course, another thing that's going on here at Thorpe Park is the Sparkle project, of course. And we've seen quite a lot of images released by Thorpe Park about kind of, you know, sneak previews and stuff like that, and everything is looking amazing. It's all looking really nice and clean and tidy. So that's going to be really exciting to see on opening day. And of course, talking about opening day, it's been moved. Not ideal. I guess us and a lot of people had planned for coming down on the Sunday for the opening day, and now suddenly the opening day's on Saturday. So yeah, we've had to kind of rebook tickets and kind of change our plans and stuff a bit, but that's all good. I think it's going to be worth coming to opening day just to have a look at all the updates that have been here, and to be able to get a look at the HYPERIA track from the other side of the fence. I know obviously we can get a bird's eye view of it, but there's nothing quite like looking at it from down on the ground. So yeah, that's going to be exciting. So I think that's about all we're going to be able to see from the ground today. Obviously we don't have big long zoom lenses with us here. I've only got my pocket free camera. So yeah, lots of other people cover all that kind of stuff. So I think now it's a time that probably most of you have been waiting for. Let's head back to our flying points, multiple flying points, because obviously you can't capture all the footage that we like capturing from just one location, because you need to keep line of sight. And obviously, although, you know, we're commercial pilots, we fly for a living. I fly drones and UAVs for a living to make money, so I've got the right licenses, I've got the experience, I know what I'm doing. We probably still wouldn't, you know, recommend people flying drones if you don't really know what you're doing. Obviously we've seen recently with Sean at Theme Park Worldwide, there was quite a lot of backlash. You know, it's split. Some people love the drone content, some people don't. That's fine. If you don't love it, no problem at all, just don't watch it. If you know from the title of the video what is going to be in the video, if it says drone content and you don't agree or don't like the drone content, just don't watch it. Simple as that. And I've been in contact with management at Thorpe Park, and whilst they don't condone drone flights, obviously legally it's okay, you know. But what I've said is that we're not going to reveal anything that they haven't already revealed. From my perspective, we're just seeing things from a different viewpoint, from a different perspective to what, you know, we can normally see on the ground. So as long as we're not releasing any kind of information or, you know, showing things that haven't been shown before, we're not breaking the law. We're keeping line of sight. We're flying with the correct size drones. Although you don't need it, we've got insurance and everything else. So yeah, so it's all above board. Watch it if you like it, don't watch it if you don't like it. Be interesting to hear your thoughts down in the comments below, what you think about drone flights and stuff, especially drone flights over theme parks, closed theme parks that is. Definitely flying over an open theme park is not a good idea and not okay. Although one thing we have done before is flying around the outskirts of the park whilst it's open, that's okay, because we're not flying over anybody, we're keeping away from crowds of people, which is one of the other things you need to do for the drone code. So yeah, there's the question of legality versus morality. Is it moral to do that? I mean, like I've said, I think as long as we're not revealing anything that Thorpe Park don't want to be revealed or haven't already revealed, then I personally can't see a problem with it. So anyway, we are going to head off now, like I said, to our various takeoff zones. We do have line of sight from those zones, and we also have multiple spotters and that kind of thing. So yeah, so that's all fine. But like I said, we're not going to tell anyone where we fly from, because we don't want to kind of promote, we don't want people to come down and do the same kind of thing if they don't have the experience, if they don't have the knowledge of what they're doing. I've seen a few people who have been flying, maybe not over Thorpe Park, but near Thorpe Park, and have crashed their drones, things like that. Like, if you're crashing your drone, you definitely shouldn't be flying it over or near a theme park. So anyway, let's head off and do that. I'll stop rambling, and yeah, let's get into the drone footage.